All right. Hi, everyone. It is me, Jordan Long here, or Jordan Mulan Long here, and I'm making a YouTube live stream. Well, I know they don't call that anymore, but in the early days, that's what they called it. Whatever. I know tube's a French borrowed word, so the English word would be hole or way. So it'd be you hole, you know. So I haven't made one since last month. And I know that I don't have a lot of followers or onlookers or seer or watchers of my YouTube fairway, so I know I'm not going to get a big shift out. And I'm not coming on here to, get a big shift out either. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is a thing that seems to happen a lot. Or you really think it should not happen a lot. Films getting stuck and filleting. Now, all folks on this website, no need if they're a mate or a non-mate or whatever, they all know how it is to get their film get stuck in filleting. There's no warning, there's no way to know. You make your film like you always did. And I know that with me, all it is just filming my film. Yes, the film's in 1080p HD, but that's the only shift I ever did. Beyond that, there isn't no other shifting or skimming of this film. Now, a lot of folks out there like to play around with their beloved film skimming tool, and they like to either make it brighter or make it darker, or they want to put a beginning and end sheet to their film, or they want to unput some song or something, or they want to cut things out, or whatever they want to do. Now, you might say, yeah, a lot of folks like to do that, and that's their own business. But if you would think to yourself that those films are going to be most likely get stuck in filleting than a film where you don't do any of that stuff. Any of those things, I needs to say. You know, it's bullshit. It is. You know, and everyone likes to come up with their forgivenesses for why it happens. Not that they're saying they're sorry, for it. A lot of folks like to guilt it and say, "Oh well, it's your sandbox or your firewall, or it's your evilware stronghold tool, or it's your interweb speed." Well, first off, wise men and wise women, if it was my firewall or my sandbox or my evilware stronghold tool or my interweb speed, wouldn't that put the uploading in a bind? Wouldn't the uploading either be too slow or would the uploading get blocked or stopped in some way? If it was the sandbox or firewall or evilware stronghold tool, but none of those tools do nothing. The uploading goes like it always goes, and none of that, not even the interweb speed, doesn't do anything. What you folks don't understand, and what a lot of the haters and trolls out there didn't understand, or they didn't care, is that it's not the uploading that is in a bind. It's the filleting of the film, or the working on the film, or whatever you want to call it. You see, that's all on the website after that. It has nothing to do with your firewall or your sandbox or your evilware stronghold tool or nothing to do with your interweb speed after that or whatever other tools you got on your reckoner, which is whatever your own business. It's all on the website after that. And I know they're not answerable for anything because it's free. I know that. See, everyone likes to guilt you and shame you and scathe you and slight you for bitching and ranting about your film's getting stuck in for laying. It's almost if, oh, well, the website's free, so you don't have the right to say anything. You know? And here's the double standard. My haters were bitching and ranting about me. And I was free. My work was free. But it seemed like it was all like they almost if they had the right to say, oh, well, it's a double standard. We have the right to bitch and rant about your free work here, you know, or shame you and guilt you and slight you and besmirch your name. Even though you're not even though we know you're not, and we're going to behave as if you're answerable to us, like it's a double standard or something. Well, if those folks had the right to bullshit, then I had the right to my thing. So, in the past, this flaw, bug, whatever it is, it was bad. In the sorry for clearing my throat. In the past, it was bad. It would happen a lot in the past. And it didn't care. I mean, you could be working the uploading tool, which has been around since 2005 YL when the website first showed up. The web shooter tool, which YouTube or whatever did away with, U-Hole did away with, or USide did away with in 25th between YL. It liked to fuck around on Google Hangout, which had been around for years, but was only on the website from 23rd between YL until about 28 between YL. But whatever ground sake or why, it does not show itself on live streaming, which has been around since 28 between YL. Now, a lot of folks out there wonder, oh, does it do it on shorts? Well, I don't know. Since I don't have a Wise Wireless Far Speaker, so I can't go on the interweb, so I can't download that tool, so I can't do shorts to tell you if they get stuck in for laying or not. But I got a belief they probably get, I think that shorts get stuck in for laying the same way that all uploads get stuck in for laying. Do I have any truth to back that up? No. But I got a lot of belief that all the other ways a film would get stuck in for laying. Why would that tool not have it? So I started out talking about that. And it's a big thing. It still happens from time to time. And someone out there might think that and my haters out there like to shame me, guilt me, and slight me. And say, oh, you don't have the right to bitch and rant about your films getting stuck in for laying, but I got the right to bitch and rant and shame and guilt you and slight you and besmirch your name, and your work was free. Yeah, double standard. So right now I got two folks watching, onlooker, seer, watcher, whatever you want to call it. 3 of them. No way to know if any of them are my full-time onlookers, seer, watchers or not, or from my followership or not. 4 folks. No way to know. Now YouTube said they're coming up with this new tool, I guess on live stream only for mates and non-mates, where you get to choose between 100%, 100, a smiley layer, or streamers. But there'll be no way to know who's putting them on there. Yeah, you can shift them on and off, but as of right now, I don't see that setting there. The setting that I would like to have, I would like it where YouTube would make it where anyone can make shorts, either from a board top reckoner or a middle top reckoner, not only from one's wireless wise round far ringer. But we all know they're never going to make it like that. Because apparently in their mind, they don't think enough folks want to make them that way. They have this belief that more folks are on their Wise Wireless Far Speakers than they're on the Reckoner. Well, geez, I sure hope one day they don't get it in their head to take all these other set tools away. I hope they don't start thinking that, because then we're all fucked if they start thinking that way. So whatever. I got no running lead over it either way. And I know, so I wish I could thumb up my live stream, but sadly you cannot. Oh, you can thumb up your own uploads. You can thumb up your own shorts, I guess, but you cannot thumb up your own lives, which I wish you could. Why do some things gotta have a double standard? Well, at least one thing about live streaming, when you choose to do it, at least you don't got to worry about your film getting stuck in filleting. The film is for laying while it's uploading, if that makes any thought. Sorry about clearing my throat. I have no running lead over that. And if you think I'm going to skim it out, think again. I'm against skimming. So if that means I lose all my followers, oh well, I had 4 folks come in. Now I'm down to 1, and he or she's gonna leave. They're like, "Oh, Jordan, your work's boring. You're not doing anything, leave. You don't have anything good to talk about." Well, if that's what you believe, then that's what you believe. I got no running lead over it. So, tell me what you think, Sophie. Oh, what do I think about your live stream? I think it's great. I mean, I like what you're doing with it. You do? Yeah, what can I say? I mean, I'm not that well known. I only get sold through 5 and below. Yeah. And I think the next time I go to 5 and below, whenever that's going to be, I'll probably end up getting another one of you. Yeah. I like your YouTube live stream, Jordan. I think your uploads and your lives are good. I mean, yeah, some folks are going to have their beliefs and thoughts over someone's work. There's no really anything you can do about that. Yeah, I guess you're right, Sophie. But at the end of the day, I chose to not be well. I chose not to be beloved. I mean, you can't make everyone happy, and you should not want to make everyone happy. If you spend your whole life hoping to make everyone happy, you're never going to be happy yourself. And a lot of folks will be like, "Oh, well, Jordan, they'll be like, yeah, you're right, Jordan, you're right about that." I mean, there was really no running lead, nothing you could do about what the trolls and the haters believed. I mean, they didn't really know anything about you or whoever did the work. So they just make up stuff. But at the end of the day, it's the ones who watch your work, who like your work. Yeah. It said, I fixed classic Jordan. What do you mean, old Jordan? Whoa. Hoping I'll fall to my stand and hit my head off the rune board. That would be really truly shameful. And then it would probably end the live stream. No, it wouldn't end the live stream. But then I'd be worried about breaking my rune board. Are we talking? Oh, I know what you mean, Sophie said. You're talking about that one time, a long time ago, when you had Pee Wee Herman in your film, and then he somehow fell your hand and hit his forehead in the film and it ended. Yeah, it did. And I don't know what you're talking about, the old films. I mean, yeah, I had many old YouTube fairways in the past, like Jordan Moulin, Miss Jordan Long, Jordan Moulin Long, Jordan Channel 20, before the Jordan Long fairway, which is the longest one. I got films that go back at least 9 years, starting in the fifth month of 23rd between YL, between both Penn Hills Township back in the day, McKeesport Stead, and Portview Borough. Well, mostly between three houses. Well, four houses. Sometimes it was bedrooms, mine, someone else's, a living room, whatever. Wasn't really, it is what it is. And yeah, Jordan, over the time, you got different, unlike web shooters, the reckoners shifted from time to time, the houses shifted from time to time. Yeah, that may have been true. Well, the way I think of it, Sophie says, I mean, what do you think about you coming from Five and Below and no one really knowing anything about you? Yeah, I guess that's what happens when Big Lots won't sell you or Ollie's won't sell you, and you know that when the Dollar Tree won't sell you and Ken Dollar won't sell you, and you know that you even know that's kind of sad. And you know when Dollar Main won't sell you. Oh, I know. But guess what? Five and Below sells me. And that's good enough. Yeah, Jordan said. Yeah, you're right. I shifted around so many times too myself. So let's read what you got going on here. Logan says, it's a wonderful show, Jordan. Thank you, Logan Wolverine, for your love and on-look and backing of our YouTube fairway, the uploads and the lives. Wish we could have made it, wish there could have been shorts, but as we know right now, YouTube only lets you do shorts unless you got a wireless far ringer, and I'm still working on getting that through. Well, Sophie says, didn't Wolverine or Logan say that he was supposedly getting a CWF going? I mean, you did make that film. Yeah, he did make that film. I don't know if he's ever going to get around to doing it, but he did make a film at one time. I mean, my godmother Zena watched it. I did, and before any other, it's before Sailor Moon or the Might Keepers or TOF could watch the film. It was taken down. Well, anyway, here's what I think. Sophie says, "Look, here's what I go with it, Jordan. You know, so you think I'm going to be in your films? Yeah, you're in my films and my shows. Great. Oh, that's just great. Yeah, you played the new Sailor Venus. You played the new Mina in the Sailor Moon. Yeah, well, who do I play in the Might Keepers? I don't know. You do Gabrielle now, and my take on Xena show. Oh, well, Sophie goes, that's good. That's good to know, Jordan. Yeah, it is. Look, I gotta get going now. Everybody asks me, oh, you got Sophie Logan or Sophie Morgan or whatever. They're like, Logan. They're like, yeah, I do. Yes, I still have my friend Katrina Hardy, which I have known Katrina Hardy since I was younger. But she no longer works in Jordan Long Production and Jordan Long Films anymore. I mean, she used to be a film runner. We used to do all my used to be in a lot of my films. She played Xena for many years, and then she just said, "Well, I gotta go on and do other things," you know. well. Ugh. What do you want? Oh, so Jordan, this is what you do, huh? All right. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, Sophie told me all about this. Yeah, well, that's. Yeah, you want to. Yeah, this is my YouTube fairway. Oh, it's got to be so boring or something. Oh, yeah. I guess, I guess, Margaret, we all can't, I guess we all can't, all our films can't be Glee. My name's Megan. Told you that. Megan, Margaret, what's the unlikeness? They're both borrowed names. No, it's Wilfgain. Wilfgain? Wilfgain? Yeah, it's an English name. It's an English name. Mostly it's a woman name. Rifgain. Yeah, Wilgain. Yeah. Well, no, it's Winifred. All right. Yeah, Winifred. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, well, I fucking care. You don't even know what name to give me, do you? Oh, I don't know what the name to give you. Let me think. How you like? We'll go. Oh, yeah, told you, Renee. Yeah, how many times we care about that one? Even though you don't like what I do, Renee, you didn't have to come. Yeah, I told you that. You didn't like that, did you? Well, unlike Sophie, Renee goes, I never really kind of think it's sad that I came from 5 and below. Well, I wouldn't have gotten you if you didn't come anywhere else because any other shop would have sold you for a lot more than anyone would sell you for. It says TWF is coming soon and other things. Well, thank you, Logan Wolverine, for that. Sorry we didn't get around to reading that until now. You gonna guilt that on me, Renee says? You gonna say that's my fault? You're gonna say that's my mistake? No, I'm not gonna say that's your mistake. What would I do that for? Say it was your mistake. What would I say that for? Well, I could tell you something. You're like, oh, I need someone new I need someone. Yeah, that's why you're so good at playing. Yeah. You know, you know what? You're like so many other folks who like to shit, my legs are fucked up. What'd you do to me, George? I didn't do nothing. I didn't do anything. Now I'm all fucked up on the stand now. Wonderful. Oh. Yeah, well, George, that's what you get for not being skilled. Oh, is that right, Renee? That's what I get for not being skilled. Yeah, I guess so. Well, a lot of folks out there like to, a lot of folks out there like to say all kinds of things. So why don't we just talk about, WWE now? Oh yeah, how WWE is now owned by Evalier. That's a French borrowed word. The English word would be undertake or seek or bid. Yes. And about how a lot of folks out there who hate WWE, who've been fighting WWE, and I'm mostly talking about some of the other skilled wrestling businesses out there and some of their followership out there, who, you know, they've been fighting WWE for about 70 years and was already hard to fight them. It's going to be even more hard to fight them. And for the ones out there that wish that their beloved wrestling business would be the one taking it, believe they would be the ones that would overtake WWE. Well, I don't see that happening. you know. Yeah, well, we know about 3 wrestling businesses out there who believe that they're going to overtake WWE, but sadly it never happened. No, it never did happen. I mean, you've had IW, but IW's been fighting WWE for at least 20 years, and it won't be 21 years until the 6th month of this year. You had MLW, who's been fighting WWE for not even that long, and somehow they think they had the, and then you had AEW, which somehow believed that they are bringing the fight to WWE, and somehow everybody thinks they got the edge. Why do you think they're getting it back? Well, the way I look at it, Jordan, how can you have something that you never, how could you get something back you never had? At least that's my belief. Well, we can't speak for all the other wrestling businesses out there, like AAA or LU or WWC or OVW or XPW or JCW, ZCW, or GCW. Can't really speak for NJPW, AJPW, PWN. We can't really even speak for OVW either, or BCW, or RRW. I can't really even speak for NWA, or MLW, or IW, or AEW, or any of the other wrestling businesses out there that I forgot to say their names because I didn't know they were out there. Yeah. I guess you're right about that one, Jordan. You are right about that. I can't speak for them. I don't know what their takes or beliefs are, but they probably think this isn't going to work out. And they probably think at the end of the day that somehow, some way, they're still going to, somehow, some way, I don't know what they think. Well, I got to go now. Yep. I'll be back. Yeah, at the end of the day, I don't really know, but it shifted who they're all dealing with now. Now everyone out there is either now it's Patrick Whalewell and Ariel Adele, who are now the new owners of WWE. Yes, they're newcomers. They haven't been in the wrestling business as long as Shao Kahn and Anthony Kong, or Leonardo Asper, or Billy Corgan, or Robert Black, or Al Snow, or Count Border, or Carlos Colon Elder and Carlos Colon Younger, or Snaggy Tulo or Violent J, or Comrade Thompson and David Crockett. That's true. They have not been in the wrestling business as long as all of them. And some of them probably think they got the edge since of that. Now, half of them who think they were wronged by WWE over the years, which MLW believed that WWE was taking their hirelings away from them, that they made them lose all their broadcasting and streaming rights, which I guess, in my belief, is bullshit. I mean, if WWE could do that, why don't we do it to MLW? They could have done it to every other small wrestling business out there. I don't know why they fought that, but that's what they fought. But the law work was dropped. Probably not enough truth to make it go through. And I don't really even want to know who was the one if it didn't get dropped. But that's bullshit. But they're going to go on believing they were wronged, so now they're one of WWE's foes, even if There's new folks that own it now. And then you have, AEW, which has only been fighting WWE for about 3 years, thinks it's MACW, WCW, but it's not. And everyone kept saying, Shao Kahn and they kept saying how Shao Kahn and Anthony Kong have more gal than Vince McMahon, but well, it looks like that shifted now. Now it's not like they're that outstanding anymore when it comes to who has a lot of gal in the skilled wrestling business. Because it looks like Ariel Adele and Patrick Rilwell have more than they do. And it was met, either W's new ownership was met in one of two ways. One, welcomed in with open arms by some, still hated by others, or slighted. What was everybody else's take? I don't know. But I know Shao Kahn and Anthony Kong felt that they were betrayed, backs shifted on. Yeah, because they probably thought they could take down WWE one day. And now it made it even more harder than it was already, I guess. Get over yourselves. Count Borner probably don't know what his thought was. I don't know what Al Snow or Leonor Asper or Robert Black or Billy Corgan fought. Or Snaggy Tula or Violent J. We all know what Shao Kahn and Anthony Kong fought. We don't know what Comrade Thompson and David Crockett fought. Or what Al Snow fought. Or Carlos Colon Elder and Carlos Colon Younger fought. Well, I don't know. So yeah, it is what it is. It'll probably be some months before TKO team is started up, and then the UFC skilled fighting offshoot and WWE the skilled wrestling offshoot will be put into that team. Now, at the end of the day, the only unlikeness between the two is where the four setter is the highest ranked business head, but in the WWE one, that is not true. The four setter is only the two highest ranked, with the leadership seatman follower being the other highest ranked. And some folks say, well, what would happen if Vince McMahon would get fired or step down or die? Well, my guess is that rank would be ended, and then the four setter would then just take over both of those. That's my held belief. No one really seems to know. But yeah, now everyone in WWE now, which are now all now hirelings of Evalier or Undertaker. For the first time, folks that were for the first time, you got folks like Vince McMahon and Nick Kong, who were only answerable to the board of overseers and their stockholders, now being not only answerable to their stockholders and their board of overseers, but answerable to Evalier's board of overseers, as well as being answerable to Ariel Adele and Patrick Rilwell. Now, a lot of folks out there probably think a lot of bad things are going to happen. They probably think, we're going to get boosterings and showings up the rear. Well, which if you're already watching UFC shows, you already know how many boosterings and showings they have on their ring, what they have on their show, or whatever. For WWE, that's probably not a new thing, but if you watched WrestleMania, WrestleMadness, and 39 Night 1 and Night 2, you kind of already know how it will kind of look like. I'll just give you a little thought of how that might look like. And they hopefully, we don't know this will happen or not, but it looks like ESPN is if they're lucky, they put a bid in, and if USA and Fox no longer want to have a Monday Night Raw, NXT, or Friday Night SmackDown on their Folkworks anymore, then ESPN can then hopefully get that deal to get a Monday Night Raw, NXT, and Friday Night SmackDown. That's something I think Ariel Adele can help Vince McMahon and Nick Khan get those deals. So yeah, there is a lot of upside to it. Hey, hi, my friend. Yes, there is a lot. There is a lot of upside to the new ownership of WWE, but there's some downsides. Now, the downside is that right now WWE is under a hireling freeze, which also means that as of right now, WWE can't hire anyone else since the new owners of WWE, Valier or Undertake, have to look at how much income they have, because now they got a whole bunch of more folks working for them now since they bought WWE as an offshoot since last Monday or Alone Day. So that's probably the first thing. So, and some folks out there might think, you know, and it seems that when the news came out that Valier or Undertake bought WWE last Monday, there were folks that were bitching about, oh, I wish it was Comcast. Oh, I wish it was Walt Disney business. I wish it was news business. Oh, I wish it was Paramount Global or Paramount World. I wish it was Discovery Warner Brothers. Oh, I wish it was Amazon or War or Fight Woman. I wish it was Netflix. All these other folks saying, oh, I wish it was AEW. All these folks bitching about who they thought should it be who they thought should have bought WWE. But at the end of the day, it's who would have the understanding of the wrestling business and who met the standards of W stockholders, their board of overseers, and what met the standards of Vince McMahon and Nick Khan. And a lot of those other businesses sadly did not meet the standards, so that's why they did not do it. And if you're asking me if they met the standards of the FTC, well, they did. Or the ownership would have not shifted hands if they did not meet those standards under law. But it'll probably be some months before TKO starts. Now you might ask yourself, how is that going to be set up? Well, on the UFC side, Dana White is the four-setter of UFC. That won't rank. On the WWE side, Nick Khan will become the four-setter of WWE. Vince McMahon would keep his rank as a leadership seatman follower of WWE. It would be Mark Shapiro would be the four-setter and head running follower of the TKO arm. Above him, at least this is how far up, would be the main owner, the main stockholder, the head leadership follower of Superior, the Valier, whatever you want to, would be Ariel Adele. And above him would be the leadership seatman follower of Valier or Undertake, would be Patrick Wilwell. So yeah. It says, Jordan, are you reading a script or are you just off the script? Now I just talk the way I talk. I don't write anything down. There is no writing here. There is no booking here. I just say whatever comes to my mind and whatever is on my mind. So no, I don't do that. I don't skim my films in any way. Never will, never have. And I know that used to piss off my haters and trolls back in the day. They once said things like, oh, skimming is your friend. You know? But I could tell you, none of those skimming tools, none of them were my friends. They really weren't really that outstanding. If folks out there want to go blow all their time doing all that stuff with their tolls, go right ahead. I don't want to, you know. And so need be, I don't get a, I don't get, and need be, my films might not get all the watch time or all the looking that other folks get for doing that shit. But oh well. Why would you think I was reading off of some sheet that I wrote down? I don't do that, so I don't know why. I don't know why you would think I'd ever do that. Well, all right. So now I gotta go. I don't have to go, but now I'm gonna go show you some sweets that I got for Easter that my godmother Zena got me. And I know someone out there is going to be saying, "Oh, Jordan, shouldn't you be worried about those businesses getting you on ownership and double right?" Yeah, they made these food for me to eat. It's hard for them to get ownership or double right on every single bag of wheats they made. They only make like for once a year around this. Yeah. Now, if I was going around working the Reese's name, then they could get me on trade work. But mostly, but so. But why do I want to do that? Now, if I was going around taking their name and putting it on things and saying, "Oh, that's my thing," if some other business was taking their name, then Hershey's could get them for trade work. But for me showing a bags of fleet off, I don't really think they care. It'd be hard to get ownership and double rye on every single bag of fleets they make. So no, I'm not worried about that. It said it says, "Oh, Jordan, forgive my you're welcome." It said the Easter kind. Oh, sorry for that burp. Well, let's see what I can do. I have both my hands up like this. And I always got to believe that one hand always seems to be a little longer than the other hand. Like, that's what it looks like when they're both laying down. But if I'm standing up, they both look the same. Only it looks like one's a little more higher than the other. So, yeah. And I know that my films might not be glee to everyone, and not everyone out there would be, seeks my uploads or lives and makes his own glee. Some do, some don't. That's their own business, you know. But anyway, I just want to say that, well, it looks like I just want to say that that's all the time I got here for this YouTube live stream, you know. It said, "Hey, Jordan, do you have a beloved, you got a beloved Far Eastern food?" Yeah, and that shows chicken. Well, it looks like it's all the time I am going to have for this YouTube live stream. I want to thank everyone for coming in, everyone, riding on my shout out box. I, Jordan Long, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.